be live. I can't fully tell at this point in time. It takes a second, but I hope if anyone is in joining here, let's see if we can make a little bit of a comeback of that. Get ready for the stock market, that little morning series that we did for a while. So we're live on X. We are live on YouTube as well. Yeah, I want to maybe get this started going again. And the concept is I get up at 6, 7 a.m. I look at the news throughout the day. I look at the catalyst, everything like that, and we can talk and help you guys get ready for the stock market this today. I hopefully at some point in the past, we had people like Kevin Green joining us, Emperador, traders, investors, all that different stuff. We're looking at different things, some good macro guys. And honestly, this morning spaces stream allows me to also maybe go live for some of these major 8:30 a.m. Eastern events like CPI, all those data points. What's up, Neil? Hello, hello. And honestly, I've been having some more thoughts about spaces in general versus live streams. And we've been here like 4 or 5 years or 3, 4 years on spaces, and clearly X does not care about it as much. And I think it might be time to start thinking a little bit different, start to pivot a little bit more in this live stream direction, more doing this content, just being able to simulcast at other places. So we're also live on YouTube right now. And that is one thing that doing this on the live stream allows me to do that Spaces doesn't. I love Spaces. I love the way people can just join in naturally, but it feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle with X on that one. So we shall see how that one ends up developing. But Neil, I appreciate you being here. I want to jump right into this. One of the other amazing things that I can do is I can share my screen. I want to run through some of the big news stories that we are watching for today. I also, what does it look like when I do this? Yeah, you're still just seeing that. I also want to look at my catalyst watch for the day, see what events we should be looking out. I'm also want to pull up Earnings Hub and get that up as well so that we can look into a lot of the earnings for the morning. But yeah, I think that was good talking. Let's dig into some of the news headlines from the morning. We had this one coming out that the UK's Competition and Market Authority, this is their antitrust regulators, designating Apple and Google as having strategic market status. My guess is that they're talking about the App Store here. This means the regulators could force the companies to stop or make changes to certain behaviors and practices. Now, this is UK, obviously, not the European Union. And obviously, Trump has been talking a lot about that in some of the trade talks as, a form of tax, we'll say. So I wonder how this one will end up going down, if we're going to hear from that one. Another headline we got this morning was the European Union plans to hit the US with 30% tariffs on $100 billion worth of goods if the tariff rate that we sent in those letters actually ends up going into effect. Bessent did comment on this. Talks to the EU are going better than they had been. He also commented on this headline specifically, saying that this was just a negotiating tactic. So overall, Bessent talked this morning, said the EU conversations were going pretty well. A lot of conversations around Japan right now. Maybe I even zoom in a little bit right now like this. Yeah, that's better, probably. A lot of conversations going around Japan right now and that trade deal. As we got some stories last night, this was the one that came out. Let me actually read this. This came out 7:12 p.m. Eastern last night. Trump saying, we just completed a massive deal with Japan, perhaps the largest deal ever made. Japan will invest $550 billion into the United States, create thousands of jobs. And in response, there was also stuff about rice and agricultural products, which we got more headlines at today from the White House just now. We'll dig into that. But coming out to a 15% tariff rate that Japan would be paying for goods imported to the U.S., or Japan would be charged. Obviously, it's a different discussion on who's actually paying it, but I won't get into that right now. I also want to get some more of those headlines from Bessent talking about China, saying it's not sustainable. China makes up 30% of the world manufacturing, back on track with China negotiations, can move on to bigger talks. It felt like Bessent's language around China this morning was very centered around not stuff happening right now, that all these other stuff are coming up front, and then we're going to deal with China again after. So to me, that felt like, hey, as someone who multiple times these deals are 2 weeks away, 1 week away or something, this language felt like months away. So maybe that is a good distance further than out there. This headline came out this morning. Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York Mellon are set to announce that they've created the ability for institutional investors to purchase tokenized money market funds. I know a lot of the crypto people they'll hate this, thinking, hey, Goldman's coming in and stealing us. I bet you they'll come out and say widespread industry adoption, mainstream adoption. But this headline did come out of Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon this morning. It doesn't look like they've actually announced anything yet. Still a rumor, but you can follow that one. Some of you crypto people. I know we also have the stablecoin bills and all of that stuff. Apple unveiled a new Apple Care One plan. So if you guys, a new way for customers to cover multiple Apple products with one simple plan for just $19.99 a month. $19.99 a month, you can cover up to 3 products in one plan. You can add additional for 6. So that came out this morning. I thought this comment was interesting. Besant said that Amazon CEO told him last week that he sees no price hikes, but there was a story from the Wall Street Journal that they've raised prices on inexpensive goods on their marketplace by 5% so far this year. It was counteracted by a lot of the more expensive items coming down, so maybe it's an aggregate pricing, he was saying. But definitely, it was an interesting statement. We'll cover some of these earnings in a second when I go over to Earnings Hub. And then this was a little bit more of what I was talking about on the Japan headlines. Japan to buy 100 planes to hike defense spending with U.S. firms to $17 billion annually, up from $14 billion. And then to boost rice purchases by 75%, by $8 billion in agricultural products. That was a lot of those headlines. Now, that Japan deal, what's up, Retire on Dividends? Appreciate you being here. Pulling up the legend. That did send us higher here. I'm on the 5-minute charts. I can zoom out. That's around where it closed. Apple's shaping up to open up a little bit green. Google sideways. We did have a nice pump yesterday on this Japan headline. This is, I believe, when the Japan headline came out last night. It came out at 7:20 is when that post came out, so I could take a look. I don't know why they have it in military time. I bet you I could set that up. Point is, we did see a nice boost. Let me pull up Qs and SPY as well. So Qs are shaping up to start the day up 0.1%, SPY up 0.4%. We'll keep an eye in that direction. Ooh, my dog's about to start barking. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. All right, we back. Sorry about that. Dog was about to jump off the bed and whole different thing. What is up? Yeah, Retire. Appreciate you listening to me while I jog. Well, markets are starting to shape and start the day up a little bit. Apple up 0.6, Google down 0.4, but that one has been absolutely ripping. We have a lot of earnings coming up both this morning, we had already, and a lot of ones coming up after the close. You definitely want to be keeping these ones on your radar. Pulling up the hub of earnings hub. We had AT&T, GE Vernova, Nextera, a bunch of these ones reporting earnings this morning. If I switch over to the list view, you can see kind of a little bit more details here. A lot more green than red. So a lot more companies beat earnings this morning than missed it. Even yesterday, it was a little bit more red in there. But majority of companies are beating. So far this week, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4 companies that have missed on both top and bottom line with market caps above 10 billion. Let's say there's been 40, 50 that have reported. So, yeah. And I would say that the companies that have double beat are closer to the, if 50 have reported, there's 35, 40 double beats, 4 to 5, 3 to 5 double misses, and a couple single misses in there. So this is what you normally expect to see. Companies are meant to beat these numbers. This morning, we had AT&T coming in, double beat. GE Vernova, double beat. Nextera had some mixed numbers. Moody's, Fiserv, Thermo Fisher, Boston Scientific, etc. All of these coming in with a double beats. Let's look at how some of these actually ended up moving this morning. That I am curious on. So AT&T, that stock in the morning after earnings is down 2.6%. GE Vernova, that stock in pre-market is up 7.2%. Nextera, which was one of the companies that did have a missed number here, didn't really move. That's interesting. Moody's after earnings is down 1%. Fiserv, big mover here, down 15%. Let's look a little bit deeper into those Fiserv numbers. Oh, you guys can't even see my screen right now. Damn. Rookie mistake. I was going through a lot of this stuff right here. But yeah, Fiserv is down 15. I'm curious on that one. GE Vernova is up 7. I want to dig in a little bit more to that one. AT&T is down 2. That's a mover. And let me find one more that we can. Thermo Fisher. Let's see how that has moved. Up 6%. Okay. So let's get back over to Earnings Hub. Wait, let me pull up Seeking Alpha. Okay. So first one I wanted to look at was going to be AT&T. Let me share this screen. Let's see what details they have about AT&T earnings on Seeking Alpha. Jesus, don't show again. AT&T's fiber additions come below expectations. Results managed to top estimates. AT&T charts. AT&T sees up to $8 billion in tax savings through 2027. Misses profit outlook. So it's definitely be that missed profit outlook, which is going to be rough here. Forward guidance. Okay, so the forward guidance on adjusted EPS was a little bit below expectations. But revenue, I don't know. All right, I guess if you miss at all on anything, the next one I wanted to look at, AT&T was down 3%. Let's look at GEV here. That stock is up 8% in the pre-market. They don't have much more details on it besides just the numbers so far. Raising its 2025 financial guidance and now expects revenue to trend towards the higher end of its $36 to $37 billion range. So increased forward guidance for GEV. That General Electric split has been going pretty well for them. All right, let's look at this next one. Fiserv, FI is down 15% in the pre-market trading. Let's see if there's more info here. Fiserv to buy part of TD's merchant processing unit in Canada. Fiserv beats top and bottom line estimates, updates the fiscal year outlook. They expect between $10.15 to $10.30. So they increased their forward guidance a little bit. We made several from it. So it's probably this acquisition maybe that's moving this one lower. Purchase agreement, financial terms were not disclosed. No. Okay, that's a weird move. Fiserv sinks after Q2 organic revenue disappoints, is what they're signaling towards here. Q2 organic revenue fell short. Meanwhile, the company raised its lower end of its guidance. Okay. We're almost here at 9 a.m. Eastern, too. Thermo Fisher, I also want to look at, was up 7%. Let's see if there was more info behind that one. Thermo Fisher gains as life sciences and lab products unit drives Q2 beat. Traded higher in the pre-market on Wednesday. Life sciences company reported nearly $10.9 billion in revenue for Q2 with a 3% growth, exceeding the consensus expectations by $180 million. So they're pointing towards the Thermo Fisher beat on two of those units. Despite beat on consensus, adjusted earnings held steady at $5.36 per share. Okay. Is there anything else on here? Okay. All right, so that's a couple on those earnings. Let me double check something. I want to make sure we're live on YouTube. Yeah, we are. We got a couple of you guys chilling in here. If you guys are in the chat, say hello. I'd love to also get what stocks you guys want me to end up looking here. We're getting close to 9 a.m. Eastern, like I just said there. 9 a.m. Eastern is a popular time for news to be coming out. This is Benzinga Pro. It's pretty good for like when 9 a.m. Eastern comes around, there's just going to be a bunch of filings that end up coming up here. They aggregate a bunch of stuff together. So this is a good place for it. Right now they have a bunch of price targets. I actually even set up like a little bit of a window here with just like the mega cap names, and you can kind of funnel down some of the news from the morning. A lot of price target increases, UBS increasing Microsoft, benchmark increasing Meta, 800. Google price target upgrade. Here's that benchmark one again. This story was going around. Tesla sales dropped in California ahead of Q2 earnings, but this would be for, I wonder what month that actually data would be if that was like weekly data. Ooh, we got a couple. There we go. I say the comments. We got a couple more. What is up, Wasim? I appreciate you being here. Mex. Like I was saying earlier, shout out to Retire on Dividends. And Neil, dude, this guy was in here right at the start. Shout out Neil. I appreciate all of you guys for coming in and hanging out with me here. I really think this is going to be something that we do more and more and more of. So get used to clicking into the stream every single, hopefully morning around 8:45 a.m. Eastern, and we can kind of get ready for the stock market together. And I'll start to bring more guests on here too, and we can get a really great thing going. Trader Girl, what is up? Good morning. I appreciate you being here. This is a good thing. To get used to clicking on the stream. Oh, my mom's boyfriend. I can't believe I fully just read that out loud. Funny. All right, 9 a.m. Eastern. Let's see if we end up getting any news here. Phillips, Amazon, buy with Prime Powers, Revlon's limited edition Flavortown lip balm. Guy Fieri has a lip balm now. Okay. CVS Health opens new workplace innovation talent center in Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks. Thermo Fisher, scientific officer, to retire in early 2026. Okay. Let me actually, this is a little, my ADHD's not working. I have to zoom out. Sorry. Guggenheim reiterates its sell rating. Synchrony Financial and Dental Intelligence partner to simplify payments and marketing solutions for dentals. Philips advances minimally invasive therapy procedures in prostate cancer with FDA 5.1 clearance for image guidance navigation technology. I actually don't fully understand that headline, but that sounds good. We got a couple more comments. That was like, okay, wait. Sorry, this one's for me. What is this? Revlon's limited edition Flavortown shade of its super lustrous glass shine lip balm. All right, the world did not need this one. Okay. What the? Maybe I'll post that one tonight. Yeah, that was a lot of those headlines coming out there. What's up? What's up? I got more people. What's the YouTube channel called? Same username, Stock Market News. It's super small, so I don't know if it's going to be easy to be able to go and find there. But I am live right now, so if you search Stock Market News and then filter by live, it should pop up. Go subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, all of that stuff. What is up, Mark? Top of the morning to you, sir. Top of the morning. CJ says, morning, Evan. I'm looking at Tesla today. If it goes green, I'll roll my call or CCs for some added premium for earnings. Covered calls, probably what that means. And then NVIDIA with a nice little pump in the pre-market. We got retire on dividends saying, don't forget to announce the yield max distributions. Let's go through that right now, actually. I saw they put out a post this morning. Let's share the screen. I also think I saw, if I was correct... Oh, listen, I like Ivana Spear too. She makes some great graphics. Let's bookmark that one. We'll save it for later. Yield max. What are we saying on distributions? Yeah, Yield max did put it out. Hui, their Robinhood one, $6.89. What is that one trading at? $71. Jesus. What does that math out to? $6.80 times 12, $81. That is above 100% payout ratio. CVNY, Coney, CVNY, $2.04. Coney, 79 cents. AMDY. I feel like this Coney one, they should go for a different ticker there. I get it, but saying it out loud does not sound good. AMDY, 56 cents, 57 cents, and a couple others. I bought a little bit of YMAX in my dividend. YMAX is like the kind of bringing them all together. I know people like Ulti. Ulti's paying out a weekly payer, paying out 10-cent dividend. Yeah, that's a lot of those. I did see also, I think Adam put it out for any of you guys watching OMAH. Declaration day. Friday dividend deadline day. Okay, that's what he put out. So some of those distributions coming out there. I know you guys are a fan of those. And honestly, Ivana, she makes some cool graphics, like I said. Let's see more what you got. Oh, yeah, let's pull up these markets. See, look, I can sit here all day. This is the difference between this and Spaces, is these awesome, these wonderful, beautiful people in this live chat. This just makes it so much better. I could talk to you guys all day. I love this. So we got CJ talking about NVIDIA in the pre-market with a nice pump. Let me know if you guys can see this. Let's give it one in. Yeah, Nvidia up 1.1% in the pre-market trading. It's around a 4.4. It dropped a little bit. It's at $4.07 trillion market cap. It was closer to like 4.25 a day or two ago. And then Apple, yes, that one was also doing really nice in pre-market. I have some Apple calls that I'm currently swinging right now. They expired this week, 220 calls. I got in around 50 cents, I think. And they were around like 30, 40 cents. Sorry if that sounded horrible. I really needed that water sip. And then you also talked about Tesla. Down about 0.3% in pre-market trading here, but Tesla has earnings coming up after the close today. Let's actually go back to the earnings hub. Yeah, Hoy did go pretty freaking crazy here. All right, and then let's pull up to some of these earnings that we got for today. Let's zoom in a little bit. After the close, we have Tesla, Google, ServiceNow, Chipotle, IBM, T-Mobile, O'Reilly, etc. We're getting to the point where who cares about some of these, but Las Vegas Sands, there was a solid 5 to 10 to 15 genuine companies that a significant amount of people will come in and care about. Mobileye, that was funny. Wait, no, this is the next morning. Sorry. Well, I actually am watching Honeywell pretty closely, but we can talk about that later. Las Vegas Sands, United Rentals, O'Reilly. The big ones, though, Tesla, Google, ServiceNow, Chipotle, IBM. Let's start from the bottom. Well, I guess maybe T-Mobile. IBM has been ripping recently. Let me pull up my chart. What is IBM? IBM year to date is up. Jesus Christ, is only up 0.6%. I thought that was going to be such a different number. Oh, wait, no, that's just today. Okay, dumb. Evan's dumb. All right, let's get a. All right, they should make this easier on Robinhood. On Legend. Infoline. Boom. Boom. It looks like it's up about 27, 28% so far this year. IBM doesn't move like that. That's not the IBM type company. When we look into it a little bit more, IBM has beat revenue 12 out of the last 17 quarters. IBM has beat EPS 16 out of the last 17 quarters. Here's what they're expecting right now. Expect these numbers to be released around 4:08 p.m. Eastern. IBM has been super strong recently, and I'll give listen. I want someone to bookmark this. Nobody knows earnings. I have no idea. I want to see how I end up doing off of this. IBM has been pretty strong recently. My guess is that continues. Chipotle, EPS, they've beaten 12 out of the last 17 quarters. Revenue has beaten estimates 10 out of the last 17 quarters. When I look left on the Chipotle chart, my guess is I'm fairly certain this one has been performing a lot worse. Yeah, down year to date, about even to down on the 1 year. I think when you look left on Chipotle, the expectations here are a lot lower. Sets the bar so they can get in a little bit easier. My guess would be Chipotle coming in to beat expectations and stock up. Let's see. Wall Street's expecting $3.11 billion on revenue, 32 cents on EPS. Numbers expected to be out around 4:10 p.m. Eastern. Watch out for all of that. The earnings call is then at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I just hit the mic there. ServiceNow, they have beaten revenue estimates 13 out of the last 17 quarters, beaten EPS estimates 17 out of the last 17 quarters. Good streak there. Expect those numbers out around 4:10 p.m. Eastern. Let's look at ServiceNow chart. What has that been doing over the last little bit? I mean, it's decent on the 1 year, and it's probably red on the year to date. It's honestly not super strong looking left on ServiceNow, at least in the immediate history. So maybe it sets it up for a decent bar. I wish I had some historical moves on this one, but let's continue on. Let's get to the big dogs in here. Google and Tesla. That is what everyone will be watching. A lot of these other earnings are going to be kind of thrown under the radar because we have the big dogs. Google has beat EPS expectations 13 out of the 17 last quarters. It looks like in 2022 was the only time they really came in and missed it. But besides that, they've been doing well with a big beat on EPS expectations last quarter. I wonder what that was. Revenue, similar thing, 12 out of 17 of the last quarters. And it looks like 2022 was a rough time for Google versus his expectations. Interesting. 4:03 is what time these numbers come out, followed by the earnings call. It doesn't say it here, but 4:30 or 5 generally. Revenue is expected to be $87.94 billion. EPS expected to be $2.16. 16 . 16 . 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16. 16 It's weird they're giving you two different numbers there. Interesting. And then finally, oh wait, and I also, let's pull this up quickly actually. I saw this post from RecShares yesterday with the implied moves. They also have their distributions for people who like those. But Google, 5% is what the implied move is, up or down $10. And Tesla, it is a 6% implied move, up or down $20 is what the options are currently pricing in for post these numbers. So Google is expecting around a 5% move priced in, Tesla around 6%. I don't have the historical moves on me. We know the saying that the option sellers tend to win, especially around these events. So maybe you would expect these either way to move less than that. We shall see. Tesla is going to be reporting though. 4:07 is what time they have this on here. The earnings call is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, about an hour and a half after that. They've beat revenue estimates 8 out of the last 17 quarters, so not as good as some of the other ones, and they've beaten EPS estimates 10 out of the last 17 quarters. Wall Street's expecting 22.5 billion, 22.25 billion, I apologize, an EPS of 35 cents. Looks like they might come in and miss it, but we'll see how bad that actually is. Again, expecting an implied move around 6%. We know with Tesla, the street's very focused on what Elon is going to come in and say, is going to, focused on the politics side of it, is focused on robo-taxi and all of that stuff. So the Tesla earnings calls get what's going to move this stock. When you're trading in a certain PE on Robinhood, it's on Earnings Hub, it says 148 PE ratio. You're not trading on, hey, what is this company going to be doing for me right now? It's kind of, what is it doing in the future? A couple more thoughts. We got Mark watching DNUT and Kohl's, the meme stocks, kind of this new age of the stock of the meme. Let me actually pull something up here that I posted yesterday. So I'm sure many of you guys know Prospero. You guys have seen me talking about it. I don't know why that's there. I never put anything. Prospero. So as stuff was moving, they created a short squeeze bull screener. So they were looking at technical flow, net social, and then dark pool. I also think a lot of these are going to have high short sentiment as well, or short float. On here, they identified Lucid, CRISPR, Kohl's, Tilray, Plug Power, Cake, Open Door, Jack, Mogo, and FTFT. There's a couple names that could be impacted by this. So let's look at some of these charts in the morning. All right, I will also look at DNUT, which is Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme pizza. All right, DNUT, pre-market. Jesus Christ, up 40%. Okay. Kohl's, what's that one doing? Not moving at all. Open Door, down 10% at 258. I am in some RKT, which is up 7%. That's nice to see. Lucid, CRISPR, and Tilray are there some names. Lucid, they had CRISPR, they had Tilray, and I also remember TLRY. And I also remember Cake being on there. Tilray's up 6%, 7%. The wheat stocks have been moving, but I guess it's 85 cents. Who even looks at that anymore? Cheesecake up 1%. What else do they have on here? Plug Power, Jack in the Box. Let's get this one off the screen. Plug Power. All right, not a lot of energy in the meme stocks. What about the classic ones? AMC, GME. All right, not much. Let's get back to the companies we actually care about. Apple, NVIDIA, QQQ, and let's give you a Tesla. This was me playing around with some charts of what Apple might end up doing. I was playing around with like this support resistance, and we kind of have been right hanging above this one. If you look back, was this level here, chopped around in there a little bit. Use this as support, resistance. That's most of the time on that chart. But this one felt like a line with a good little bit of action going on here. So hopefully, as my Apple can end up using that one, turn that resistance into support. And as you can see, that's right here is where that line kind of coincides. And even yesterday where we were chopping around, I mean, it kind of hung out around that level. It tried to break above it, didn't do it. And it closed pretty much right on it. So this would be awesome for this to hold above that level. Maybe make a move up to 220. What's up, Wolf? Good morning, sir. Yeah, I can't lie. I was thinking this morning, I was like, me and Wolf, we've been doing these spaces for 3-4 years now. We've been waiting for X to give us so many great updates and stuff, and they haven't come. They don't care. And I don't think they're going to care. So it's time. I think it's time. Live stream Evan is here. Probably going more. We're also live on YouTube. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this on X more, obviously. Always. I mean, this is where the whole audience is, but I also don't know how many people just actually like full on go and like use this to watch live streams. I know it's showing up at the top of your screen and all that great stuff, but yeah, if you guys want to, let me actually go. This is what I'm going to do. Let me actually put this in the chat. YouTube stock market news. So when I type in, oh wait, what the fuck just came up there? I was saying when I type in stock market news, I don't even show up, but I do. Okay. Share, copy. Let's go over to X now. Let's put this in the chat. All right, I just put this in the chat. Let's go over here. I hope this shows up, but that is the link to go over to my YouTube channel. Go in, subscribe to it over there. I'm gonna keep doing more, and yeah, and who knows, this live stream thing, we'll see. The house that I'm in right now is about to get actually pretty crazy. So we'll see on there. Yeah, live stock market news. Shout out. I'm stoked. I thought I lost my favorite morning person. I still can't find the YouTube stream, but I know I will later today. I appreciate you, Mike EV. Yeah, the morning stream took a hiatus, and I think doing it as a live stream, doing it on my channel, this is the type of thing I needed to get us back into it. So I think we're going to be doing more and more of this morning live stream. I am very much looking forward to it. Like I said, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yusuf says he lost $120 in Netflix. What stocks should he buy? What's happening in Netflix? Were you trading that or something? Ooh. This is the 5-minute chart, so everything looks a lot more exaggerated. Let's get it over to like the 1 day. Yeah. I mean, I'm stupid, but I mean, this looks like a level that support resistance that it could hold. Or here. This range. I don't know. I wouldn't be so quick to ditch Netflix, but I don't know if you're a trader or not. I'm more thinking from the long-term investing route. All right. I think we're at a good place on this one. There's a lot more content going up today, as always, from different people. We're going to be on Spaces, Tesla earnings, going to be doing a live stream. There we go, Skylar. It looks better on here. That's what I was thinking. Listen, X is great. I love it for a lot of this stuff, but also they just don't care about live streams. They don't care about a lot. Alaska Silver Corp. I don't even know what this is. This is going to be some tiny. Did I spell Alaska wrong? I did not. How dumb am I? All right. I'm not going to search for that ticker. I might just be too dumb to find it. Nice. I even Yusuf, I saw the sub. I saw the sorry, no, Skylar. I see the sub. I see the tick up from and one extra person hanging out in the live chat. Watch out. You are on this stream. If you're on the YouTube, you were here when we had like 2 subs or 2 live listeners. All right. That's it. I appreciate you all. I just was like, fuck it. I'm going to go and do this one. But as we go more, as I continue doing this, as it becomes more of a thing, I'll get guests on here with me. I think the morning show is back. I'm going to say it. I appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Expect to see me live again tomorrow morning. Come join me. Let's get ready for the stock market together. This type of stream, what I'm going to do is look through a lot of the big news stories in the morning that I've already posted, maybe some of the ones that are big that I haven't posted. Also look through what to expect for the day on earnings, both in the morning and in the afternoon. And then also some of the macro events we're watching for the day, all of that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for coming in and hanging out with me. Mikey was a regular last time we were doing these morning streams, and I know he's going to be a regular. He's a regular on everything. So shout out to Mikey. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who was commenting in here. Retire on dividends. We had Mex. This unnamed account. Trader Girl. Wasim. Neil. Mark. And Yusuf. Emp. My boy Wolf. We had Skylar join in from the YouTube. And a couple more comments. I appreciate you all. Have a great one, team. I will catch you all later. Peace.